We're here today to announce a major update in an important case. Abrego Garcia has landed in the United States to face justice. On May 21st, a grand jury in the Middle District of Tennessee returned a sealed indictment charging Abrego Garcia with alien smuggling and conspiracy to commit alien smuggling in violation of Title 8 U.S.C. 1324.
Well, now that Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been returned to the United States, Trump's Department of Justice has filed charges against him, accusing him of human smuggling. Now, what's fascinating about this story is that the star witness for Abrego Garcia's trial is a 3-time felon who received a sweetheart deal as long as he testifies against Abrego Garcia. I'm not kidding. So get a load of this. This 3-time felon, his name is Jose Ramon Hernandez Reyes, was released from detention into a halfway house in exchange for his cooperation in this federal prosecution of Abrego Garcia. He'll be permitted to remain in the United States for at least a year as long as he cooperates with this trial. So remember, Abrego Garcia was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. It was an administrative error, as Trump administration lawyers admitted in court filings. They're apparently so embarrassed by their mistake that they're now like on a witch hunt to find Abrego Garcia guilty of human smuggling. And in order to do so, they are essentially releasing a human smuggler and someone who has drunkenly shot into a neighborhood, releasing him out into the public just so they can catch Abrego Garcia committing a crime.
See, this is a perfect example of Donald Trump's ego, right? Because he's got to be right about Abrego Garcia. So if he actually cared about the issues, and if you're right wing or you're MAGA, or you voted for Trump in any way, you should be furious about this. Because what do you want? You don't want undocumented criminals in the country, right? Not only is he a 3-time felon, he's crossed the border 6 times already. Okay, he's getting, and since he has felonies on his record, last time he got a huge prison sentence, the one that he was about to finish and that he got released from because he crossed the border illegally while being a felon here in America, right? So he's been caught for smuggling.
I'm talking about the star witness who's gonna testify against Abrego Garcia. He's actually been caught and convicted of doing things including smuggling migrants, so human smuggling, what they're trying to catch Abrego Garcia on, re-entering the country illegally after deportation, as Cenk mentioned, and drunkenly discharging a firearm in a residential neighborhood with a person being as close as 50 feet from him as he's shooting the weapon.
Yeah, 2 things about that. He has 2 different weapons charges from 2 different incidents, including the firing into the crowd that Anna's talking about. And if what he's saying is true, which is a giant if, because he's saying this to get out of jail and to stay in America, he is the boss of Abrego Garcia in that transportation scheme.
It's crazy. This is
so why would you let him out? That doesn't make any sense. But Donald Trump can't be wrong. His ego has to be satiated. So you're releasing an actually dangerous undocumented immigrant inside the country to try to smear Abrego Garcia.
It's so absurd. I gotta read this comment. This is from Sean Hecker. Sean Hecker is the criminal defense attorney for Kilmar Abrego Garcia. By the way, let me just say this. You want to charge and try Garcia for these allegations, I'm fine with that. I have no problem as long as there's a system of due process that is respected and they follow through on that system of due process. So if he did get caught or the jury finds that he did commit some sort of crime here, this is how the process is supposed to work, okay? But the idea that you just release someone who actually was engaged in human smuggling in addition to other crimes, so that person can be the star witness to catch Abrego Garcia kind of defeats the whole purpose of catching the dangerous undocumented criminals, right? Anyway, so the lawyer who represents Kilmar Abrego Garcia says the extraordinary lengths to which the government has gone to pursue this flimsy case against our client speaks volumes. They'd rather keep genuinely dangerous, deportable people on the streets than admit a simple mistake. And I think the defense attorney there is absolutely spot on with what he's saying.
So to me, this one's a litmus test for the right-wing hosts. So if you're independent or a right-winger out there, see if any of the right-wing hosts talk about this case. My guess is that none of them will, because it's embarrassing to them. Because if you actually care about undocumented criminals who are being released in the country, you would be 100% against this action, right? So they're probably gonna hide it from you. That's why people don't know a lot of the hypocrisy that goes on in the right wing or in Republican circles or with Trump, because the shows they watch never talk about it.
Exactly.
Whereas we call out all sides for both discredit and credit when they deserve it. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.